Hi everyone, my name is Sephutile Mhlongo from the Knowledge Institute. I hope we're all keeping safe, sanitizing our hands, and adhering to all COVID-19 safety regulations. So, my advice to you during this year's career fair is in three parts. The first one is for you need to have to set a goal for yourself to decide on a career path that you will pursue. The second one is that you should plan for that career path. And the third one is to execute, which is a lot of trial and error. On the first goal, on the first piece of advice, which is to have a goal, you need to decide which career you want to pursue. You need to have an idea. Hopefully, by this time, you know what you're really good at, which subjects you're good at, and you have explored what career paths those subjects can open up for you. It is not always it's not always it's not written in stone, cast in stone that you need if you do certain subjects you need to pursue a certain career. There's a wide range of careers out there that you can pursue in your lifetimes. So you really need to do the research on what careers can I pursue with my grades, or what careers align with my character, what careers am I most comfortable with doing, and all of that. Personally, I thought I wanted to pursue medicine until I realized that I don't like seeing the sight of blood. So even if I had the subjects that put me on in the right tracks for a medicine course, it still didn't align with my personality, which is I no thank you. So you really need to have those conversations with yourself, with your peers, with your mentors, if you have those with your career guidance teachers, and all of that, looking at your subjects and looking at what your career, your personality, and how that aligns, and which career paths would suit you the best. Also, in the importance of setting a goal for your career path, you also need to assess whether it needs to be explored, whether it can be explored locally or internationally. What is the criteria that you need to meet to be accepted locally or internationally? If you need to, so what is the criteria, and also what are the advantages of pursuing that education and education locally for your career path versus internationally, and what you have in mind for your future. So yeah, that is it on the importance of setting a goal for your career path for yourself on your regarding your career path. Secondly, you need to plan for your goal. So firstly, you need to have a goal, and then you plan for it. So part of planning is researching what opportunities are there for you to explore to reach that goal, whether it's locally or internationally. If you need to start off locally because of your curriculum, what does that look like? How much time should I give myself in a local institution before I pursue it in an international institution? One of the one of the things that have worked for me is uh, understanding why I would have liked, or why I liked the idea of an international education. And even though that did not come immediately, there's different ways to get to that point, even after you've graduated with your first degree, or even before you've graduated with your first degree. I mean, the Knowledge Institute shares this information weekly with you. You can pursue the African Leadership Academy straight from your Form 5, or you can start 1 year with the university, a local institution, and then apply to South African institutions if you've studied SGCSE, and then apply, and you can apply for different opportunities such as the Allen Gray, MasterCard, etc., and whichever ones will be available in over the coming years. So, and if that's not an option, you can also just complete your degree locally and then pursue a master's or a postgraduate study outside of the country in your desired goal. So there's really different ways for you to reach your goal, and you need to understand what your curriculum is, what it allows for you to do, and how best you can go about pursuing that goal. Secondly, although I've mentioned it a bit, you need to research what you need to have to explore those opportunities. As I mentioned, your curriculum really counts. South African universities prefer if you have A levels or IB. So if you're unable to pursue that, perhaps you can then go for a first year university um, experience instead. And then also in terms of planning for your goal, you also need to be cognizant of the financial burden that is linked, the financial aspect that is linked to that. So what I mean by that is, can you and your family afford for you to study outside of the country? It's not just about you getting funding for your tuition or book allowance and whatever. There's also living expenses that need to be factored in, and other different expenses that you might come across throughout your study experience. And are you in a position, or is your family in a position that they're able to support you with that? And if not, can you get full scholarship for it? Can you get a full funding for it? Do you have a sponsor that you can reach out to who can support you throughout that experience? So these are all, or do you have places that you can, would your visa, if you study outside of the country, would your visa allow for you to work and study, and would that be enough to sustain you throughout your education? So those are the things that when you're planning for your future, you need to take into consideration. So yeah. And then finally, you then need to execute. So you have a goal, you have a plan. Okay, I want to be an economist, which is what I am. And I am going to go to this institution. So you need to apply to that institution. You need to give yourself time. You need to be cognizant of the deadlines for the different institutions, because it always works to apply to more than one institution in case you don't get accepted into it. So you need to know the deadlines that you need to apply for. If you're applying for funding or scholarship, you need to know the deadlines for that. Some scholarship opportunities, their deadlines happen before the actual institution's deadlines. So you need to be cognizant of that and plan around and execute accordingly for that. And sometimes you will be successful on your first try. And if that is the case, major congratulations to you. But if not, you might need to try again, which is why your planning is very important. So in your plan, you have your first. So this is my first choice university, first choice course, and then first choice university, second choice, probably second choice university, and so forth and so forth and so forth. So you might need to try different ways. And it's not just about the university, first choice, second choice, whatever, but it's also in terms of, okay, so if I want to study abroad and I'm unable to because I have SGCSE, perhaps I will be eligible. I can pass really well, which is very important. I can get really good grades and enter into one of the country's one of the local institutions, and then use my first year results to apply for South Africa if that's where I want to go, or wherever. So you need to, in order for you to reach your goal, you'll need to execute, and execution can take a very long time, can take longer than you expect, and you need to be patient. But you need to always have that goal in mind. What do I want to study? Why do I want to study this particular course? What's the biggest driving factor? And therefore, how can I successfully reach that goal? And sometimes I'll be successful and other times I will not be successful. But if you're persistent in pursuit of your goals, you will most likely and most probably and hopefully you will reach those goals. So yeah, if you don't remember anything from what I've just said, just remember these three things: have a goal, plan for it, and execute. Thank you.